All right, hello. Welcome back, everyone. So, in this video, I'm going to be doing a daily market forecast again, but for tomorrow. So, that's May 28th, 2026, and that's going to be Thursday. Okay, so let's start by looking at the economic calendar here. You can see that Thursday, May 28th, we do have finally some USD news. And it's actually a very interesting one that I've been waiting for. I really want to see what the core PC is going to be for this month, because that could change a lot of things in the macroeconomic environment. So yeah, the main thing tomorrow is USD news, and then we have other news that are not really interesting. So, if we start with the dollar did clear up today. I do like what I'm seeing. Um, well, obviously there's still 2 hours to go, but I think we're going to have a pretty strong close. Ideally, we can close higher than yesterday's high. We'll have to see about that, but I think that overall, we already got this thing inside the weekly fair value gap. Now we can reach the context high right here. We also have a 4 hour fair value gap, which is great. It's not like the best fair value gap, but it's there. So potentially, yeah, a retracement in here to continue higher. That's a good setup right here. Now, GU, very similar. GU looks really good. Do we have that 4 hour fair value gap though? We don't. That's that's unfortunate. We don't have the 4 hour fair value gap. So maybe a 1 hour, not really. Well, I think GU is definitely interesting to continue lower tomorrow. The only problem I have is that we don't have any context so far. But maybe that could change. Just keep an eye on it. EU, perfect. Look at the sting inside that fair value gap, that weekly fair value gap. This is beautiful. And then we don't really have that 4 hour fair value gap again, but EU does look really good as well, just like GU basically. So both of those could have a very nice setup tomorrow. And then USD JPY just kept going higher today, which makes sense in a certain way. And we did create a daily fair value gap. So I think we are most likely to retrace inside the daily fair value gap rather than the weekly fair value gap. This weekly fair value gap might just, get left behind and never gets traded back into. We'll have to see, but I do prefer GU and EU when it comes to the majors. Now moving on to gold. So gold, right here we went lower today. We went lower for a while. Sorry, I'm just gonna remove all of that. So yeah, we did go lower for a while today, but then we completely reversed and we ended up closing above the target. So that's a little bit concerning to me. The wick that we get at the bottom right here, that shows me a lot of bullish strength. So honestly, when it comes to gold, I'm a little bit 50-50 right now. Um, well, actually, no, actually, I'm not 50-50 at all. I'm bearish. I'm definitely on the bearish side because we actually have this 4 hour for value gap right here. So we got the first candle already, which is somewhat of a rejection. It's not the greatest rejection, but anyways, it's a very low volatility candle anyways. So I say like monitoring the two candle rejection from that 4 hour for value gap to continue lower towards this low, and then this becomes a fair value area. I think, yeah, gold does look good to continue lower. That's really good actually. Yeah, I think tomorrow is gonna drop just like today. Silver, silver is much better, honestly. And we just don't have that 4 hour fair value gap in this last move lower. We have this one That's a little bit higher. Oh my God, the setup here from yesterday though, that's beautiful. This thing back inside the 4 hour fair value gap to then completely continue lower. That's I hope someone caught this trade, like literally like this. It's beautiful. I didn't catch it at all. Um, but yeah, that was a very high probability trade on silver today. And so now, yeah, maybe a retracement inside this 4 hour fair value gap to then continue lower. But I do prefer gold to take a short. So crude oil. So today we learned that, well, basically what was it again? Oh yeah, it was something about a deal that the Iranians, shared on their national TV, and with like, I didn't really follow the story, but I think there was like a few points. It was like a list of conditions for reopening the strait, and the US just didn't go along with it. Obviously, it didn't work. Basically, that's the whole point of the story. So that's why we got some lower prices here on crude oil today. But I still believe, strongly believe, that we're gonna keep going higher. Oh, and also I just want to show something really interesting. So just like you can see right here, we got the retracement back into the zero point 0.5. And now this last candle right here shows a lot of bullish strength. And so, I think the next target is this high for sure. I think we're gonna go higher when the market opens. I think the first target would be this high, and I think that eventually we can disrespect that high to reach this high, so yesterday's high. So I think that's pretty much the move for the rest of the week here on crude oil. I think it's just gonna do something like this. We'll see. We'll see. So that's crude oil. And finally, Bitcoin. Wow, beautiful. I love this. Bitcoin just created the bearish fair value gap on the daily. So that's great. Probably a retracement in here to continue lower and target this low. So yeah, Bitcoin can continue lower. Then the indices. What's going on with the indices? So on the S&P, we got this thing back inside this fair value gap. Now we're pushing higher from it. And then Nasdaq, we are coming back, but we are creating a daily fair value gap overlapping with that fair value area high right here. So that could be interesting. Again, I do think that this is going to be like the ninth uh, winning week in a row, I think. I do think that Thursday and Friday are just gonna, keep expanding. Wait, are we? Sorry, I'm a little bit confused. Yeah, we are Wednesday. Okay, so Thursday and Friday, I think we're gonna close higher on the S&P and Nasdaq for the ninth week in a row, which is crazy. And finally, the crosses. Okay, I like what I'm seeing here. Canadian dollar CHF from. Okay, so if we can create a 1 hour fair value gap here, I would definitely take a look at that. This looks good to continue lower. Euro CHF, no, that's not on the interest list anymore. I don't like it. And then, whoa, what the hell happened? What happened today? Did I miss something? Was there like a New Zealand news today? Hold on. Oh, there was. No, there wasn't. Oh yeah, there was. Okay. Oh, it was like the governor of the Royal Bank of New Zealand that was peaking, I guess. That's what moved the market so much. Well, this is not interesting anymore. Okay, so Canadian dollar CHF remains on the interest list. I think there is potential here um, to get a good trade out of that. And then yeah, overall, Bitcoin tomorrow lower, crude oil tomorrow higher, gold, silver lower, and the dollar higher. And then GU and EU, just keep in mind that GU and EU are really good. They look really good right now. So yeah, I do like these two, and then potentially gold. We'll just have to monitor the two candle rejection from this for value. Yeah. But yeah, that could be interesting. All right, well, thank you for listening, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow in the next forecast.